to say Spallina on the back. And he is the guy who's supposed to lead this team to the national championship this year. And he understands the weight on his shoulders. Has another face-off violation there against Mullen. That's his third of the day. He's going to have to clean those up because the face-off for him is not very deep for the Orange. Drew Angelo, the only returner, was 6 for 18 last season. All the way to the cage. The bouncer denied that shot from Sam Burns.
Not a great take that early in the shot clock. Super low angle.
Forte against Bowen, freshman on grad student. Now Billy Dwan with the switch.
That's what I was talking about a little bit in the first half. Billy Dwan has been a great slide guy. Every time he slides, he just gets in the offensive player's hands. So, Forte draws two, but Billy Dwan's in his hands right away that they don't really get an advantage from it. Forte has to, run out to the sideline before he can get the ball out of his stick. Credit there to Billy Dwan.
Now Dwan trying to clear it. There's McEntee. Spallina over midfield. He's just running out of time there, I think. Tried to shoot it towards the net that the goalie was in.
Yeah, they put Spallina over into the defensive zone again. I think Spallina didn't realize Connor Phillips was actually handing out right by that goal. So nice kind of cat and mouse game between coaching staffs here and how they're, utilizing the 10-man ride, but also the 10-man clear. BU gets it back.
Phillips was given the starting job largely because of what he's able to do on the 10-man ride. He's got 10 saves in cage. Looking for some help here from his offense to try and get back into this game. Hart can't find the cage.
I'd like to see Timothy Shanahan maybe go set a pick here for Forte, then get a matchup change, right? Switch up who's the initiator.
It's all Forte.
Just seen a lot of this right here, and Figueres has been all over it. See, they don't get a ton from it.
Shanahan tried to go with the Spallina, and it goes out. Is it officially named that yet, you think, that behind the back from 5 and 5?
I don't know.
We've seen Joey try that a ton. As there's a shot on the run from Hart, but right into the stick of McCool. BU still in that 10-man ride. McCool thought about it. Instead just goes to Finn Thompson.
McCool there playing a little bit of a quarterback early. He throws a pump fake like he's going to shoot. He gets Finn Thompson's defender to run into the goal. Looks it off. Threads the needle to Thompson. That's one way to break the 10-man.
Doing his best Drake May impression.
Yeah.
Jimmy McCool, a huge Patriots fan, actually has Drake May as his Twitter bio. Not a picture of himself, a picture of his favorite quarterback. Spallina inside to Leo, behind the back, kick save. Roa tried to find Spallina, just too high.
And that's some of the sloppier play, right? They get that ground ball back off the nice Phillips save. And Roa obviously wants that one back, but those are the types of turnovers that as they get into the bulk of their schedule, and not that this game's over, but you have to eliminate those.
14th turnover of the day there from the Orange. Syracuse averaged 13 last season. Shanahan stepped in the crease there.
Crease violation.
Not the best time to go there for Shanahan. I know they're down 6, but he's only got 3 of his teammates out onto the field, and he's looking to go.
You feel like BU's starting to get maybe a little bit too aggressive these last couple possessions?
I just think they're frustrated. I think frustrated with not being able to win their one-on-one matchups. That's been really the story of the day for the BU offense, and that gets to you. Then you try and force it at different times. They obviously have to go, right? They're running out of time. Just under 11 minutes left here, down 6. So you do have to do something, especially with the face-off and Johnny Mullen doing as well as he is. but that's just a credit to the Syracuse defense.
All the focus is usually on the Syracuse offense, but that defense, biggest reason they won the ACC title last year. Spallina gets free, gets the shot off, but just misses. He's going up against the offensive midi Mike Rooney there, who finally subs off, and BU back with its regular defense. McEntee's got to go, under 10. Time running out.
Not sure they see it.
I don't think they did. Shot clock violation, and instead of throwing it into the corner and setting up the ride, BU with a easy clear. A nice hustle there from McEntee to almost take it back.
I'd like to see Jimmy Core here, 14 in red. I'd like to see them get him involved, just more on the offense. We've talked about him, his success on man up, but also just, normal 6v6. He's had a pretty good game today when he's touched the ball. He just isn't involved that much. Whether that's just the way the offense is running or he needs to get himself involved, I'm not exactly sure.
We haven't seen BU try and attack Jordan Beck at all. He's the new starting pole for Syracuse. Attack inside, and an incredible save there from Jimmy McCool. It's just been incredible in this game, as there's a flag at the very last second. That was Ethan Hart who was in front of the net. His helmet came off. Now, I'm interested to see what this flag is. Maybe something with why that helmet came off, but it looks like it might get waved off here because Syracuse setting up the clear.
Flag is waved off. The helmet came off before there was possession. Red ball.
So you take another look here. Ethan Hart just gets absolutely hounded. Double comes, and helmet just kind of gets pushed off at the very end.
Just another kind of empty possession for BU. They have not had success going underneath. I know Hart had that early goal, but the slide was not there in the first quarter when he scored on that S dodge.
Dwan tries it. And BU closest to the end line. Murphy McLaughlin with the good hustle there to beat out Peyton Anderson.
Switch it.
We're still scoreless in this fourth quarter. Terriers need to get something going soon if they want to get back into this game.
Like I said, I'd like to see Jimmy Core or even Timothy Shanahan. They can come out and set a pick on any of these short stick dodgers.
Forte, without much of an angle.
Like to see them get more involved in dodging.
Excellent hustle from Vincent Bolognino, the sophomore. He wins it back. He's a guy who was thrown into the short stick defensive mini room in the NCAA tournament last year, having never played the position before. Now playing long stick midi this season and wins the possession for his team, and Billy Dwan just takes it himself. Now tries for goal, misses again, and there was no one backing it up. The goalie Phillips was closest.
It's back-to-back possessions on the 10-man ride, or on the 10-man clear, I should say, where Syracuse doesn't have backup. They didn't have backup earlier in the first half, and a 5-on-5 scenario. Just simple turnovers that you cannot have, right? That is a turnover.
They don't go down as turnovers in the books, just missed shots, but that really brings the turnover number up closer to 20.
BU's 10-man ride has worked. They've only let up one goal on it. Right, Syracuse, they are going to have to get in the film room, and they're going to have to execute what the coaches are preaching to them. Right, we saw them utilize Spallina in a little bit. BU had an answer for that, so what's the next move?
There have been some questions about the Syracuse clear over the last couple of years, as an illegal procedure call against BU and back to Syracuse. Flag down. Syracuse will go a man up at the next stoppage. The freshman Kittleberger took a huge hit.
Syracuse can run some clock here on this possession, go towards the end of it, then get on man up.
You burn almost 2 minutes with this penalty and then the time on the man up.
Still run your offense, but great time to just sit on the ball a little bit.
Spallina just kind of forced that shot.
I mean, you have 40 seconds left on the shot clock there. I just don't think that's necessary. Right? Give your guys a breather. You guys have been playing a ton of defense, too, from the 10-man.
Red 41, 1 minute / timeout red. Hey, let's go.
That slash goes against Peyton Forte, the freshman attackman, and Brian Poley takes timeout. We'll step aside. Final 6:42 when we come back. Syracuse looking to start its season with a win. Their team with a goal yet in this frame, but Syracuse with a 6-goal lead, largely in part due to this senior class, a group that was ranked as the top class in the country coming in. Struggled a little bit freshman year, made it to the tournament sophomore year, and then back to championship weekend as juniors. Now seniors, time to try and win it all.
Yeah, they've showed great progression, right? You see that on the graphic in terms of missing the tournament, then the quarterfinals, Final Four, right? Just each that next step. They've all gotten better. They've also grown with the coaching staff too, right? There was a major turnover in terms of just roster when they got here.
6 of the 12 goals today from Syracuse, scored by those seniors. Now the Orange on the extra man opportunity for a minute. Spallina had some room. Now it's Elijah Brown.
Like I said before, you'll see 3 lefties and 3 righties, and you'll kind of see them go in a wheel on the on-ball side, and then they'll throw one of the opposite guys inside. So you see Greg Elijah Brown inside here. Now we'll work the right side with that lefty inside.
Oh, what a no-look pass. They don't ever get the shot off.
I think Rawson could have shot that. He had more time than he realized.
BU trying to clear. 5 seconds left in the penalty.
3, 2, 1, release!
And there's a flag down. That'll probably be a slash against Chuck Kaczynski. So now if BU wants any chance here, big moment. You have the ball and then a man up after that. You need really 2 goals in this situation.
We go with Andrew Pape right here, 99 in red, short stick on him. One of their best athletes. They quickly switch off, though. Billy Juan's back to him.
Now Peyton Forte, the freshman's got the short stick. That's Ryder Ochoa.
Nice pick.
Rooney shoots it wide. It's under the Syracuse man down unit back onto the field. Different than it was a couple of years ago with the Junkyard Dogs unit, 5 guys who weren't any starters, as we'll take a listen to this penalty.
1 minute flash. 1 minute flash.
So it is a 1-minute slash on Kaczynski, but Syracuse this year has its 3 regular starting defenders out there with Dylan Seguider and Wyatt Hoddle joining.
I'd expect to see BU put Timothy Shanahan more towards the point here. Watching film from last year, he was most effective up top on the man up. They had the best unit in the country last year. Previously, earlier in this game, he was more down low at that X position, low left wing. But I like when he's running point up top.
That's where he is right now. BU 0 for 1 today on the EMO. Just trying to crawl back into this game with now under 5 minutes to go. Core just can't hold on to it. This is the guy that you want the ball in their stick. It's Wyatt Hoddle. He can just run forever.
Wyatt Hoddle's had a good game today. Nice utility guy for the Orange. Right, he can play face-off wins. We see him on man down. He can get back on defense. I believe he has 2 goals. I know at least 1.
Obviously not a direct replacement for Sam English, but kind of a similar type of player. It could be a two-way midi and make a big impact on the wings.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can replace Sam English. He's really like one of a kind. There's only a couple players like him in the world that can really do it. He does, right? Like Zach Currier from Princeton. He's another guy. But you're not going to see that again for a while.
Spallina, he's got a hat trick. 22 in white does it all himself, and he's got 5 points in his senior debut.
Spallina just baiting 18. Logan Stiles here, waiting for him to throw that over the head. Tucks it nicely, and then the finish. That's what Spallina does so well. He develops this deceptive finishing up in Canada, playing box, dips his head a little bit, gets Connor Phillips to bite low, and just puts that ball lightly over his shoulder. A lot of finesse on that shot.
Joey Spallina with a hat trick. Only player in the game with 3 goals. Angelo again in on the faceoff for Syracuse. He loses another. Gordon Beck comes up with the ground ball. Peyton Forte a little bit slow to get up on the other end as Bolognino has it for Syracuse, but I think the smart decision there to slow it down, and the referee all the way on the backside will blow the whistle as Forte was down and let him get to the bench. Actually, Syracuse calls timeout, and Forte is able to crawl to the bench. Take a look here at what happened to the freshman who has had an excellent collegiate debut. Just, stepped on the ball, and that left ankle gets a bit twisted up.
That's tough, but able to get off the field on his own. Hopefully he's all right.
Syracuse has dominated possession really throughout this entire game, in large part because of John Mullen. He has just been spectacular as always. Last year broke records for Syracuse, and just an incredible start again this season. He's got a goal to his name and has won almost every faceoff he's taken.
Yeah, it's no secret the offensive firepower that Syracuse has. Their star defenseman, the senior class, right? But I'd have a tough time saying Johnny Mullen hasn't been the best player on the Syracuse roster today. You know, he had a phenomenal season last season. He's a preseason second-team All-American, and he can just do so much, as we see here, right? Scoring on offense. So look for him to have a monster junior year.
Mullen got above the 400 faceoff wins mark earlier in this game. He entered this season at 9th all-time in faceoff wins in Syracuse history. And he was only playing a little bit freshman year behind Mason Cone and just started last year. So he'll climb his way up that list. Preseason second-team All-American this season.
That was a nice 1-2 punch they had with Mason Cone his freshman year. And then Johnny Mullen, it's crazy to think that last year really was just his first year starting, right? He played like a senior.
He did. But now one of the big questions for Syracuse is going to be that room behind him, because we have seen a couple of violations against Mullen. The new rules as of last year, when there's a violation, you have to sit out the next one. And it's just a much smaller face-off room this year. Only 3 guys who take face-offs. Drew Angelo, the backup, as well as the third-string John Olenek, who we have not seen yet today. He's a Massachusetts native, 2-time high school All-American, 80% in high school, but seems to be the number 3. The Orange will just take their time, pull off some of the clock here with now under 3 minutes to go. And a comfortable 11-goal lead, or 7-goal lead.
This second line has looked pretty good. They haven't produced a ton offensively, right? But Wyatt Hoddle, he's been impacting the game in a lot of ways. McEntee, we saw him on the wing. They probably have maybe 3 goals between them on this line today, so a nice start. You need a really solid top 6 from the midfield, right? The first and second line. So Coach March has to be happy.
Hoddle went all the way around, tried to wrap it home. Syracuse is still without Owen O'Farrell, a sophomore who could see some time on the offensive end. Returned from injury in the last week of preseason.
He's a great player. I don't know where they'll put him, but he can go right, left, high IQ. Anytime we saw him last year, he was producing.
BU calls a timeout. 2:03 to go in this game, down by 7. It's just been a defensive masterclass for Syracuse, especially in this fourth quarter. They haven't given up a single goal. And for BU, it's an easier schedule coming up, so they'll be able to kind of work on some of the things that they've struggled with today. I think a lot of it seems to just be the athleticism they can't rely on like they can in some of these upcoming games.
That's why you schedule a game like this if you are BU, right? Figure out where you are right away, right? Go to the Dome, play Syracuse, see what you're good at, see what you're bad at, right? Bright spot today, their 10-man ride has been phenomenal. Connor Phillips has been awesome. I think offensively, just going to need to develop, who's going to be the guy, and I think Timothy Shanahan will be, that's going to consistently beat their matchup.
Without Jimmy O'Connor, just a lot of questions about this BU offense and where exactly they would go for their leader. Are still second in the Patriot League preseason poll, did receive 2 first-place votes. Army, good as always. Navy and Loyola both expected to have pretty big seasons this year. Colgate, who was picked all the way down at 7th, they opened their season today against Penn State. That's a team that Syracuse will play later this year, and they kept it pretty close against Penn State. Lost by just 4.
The Patriot League's a gauntlet, right? You take a look at Loyola, Colgate, Army, BU, Navy. Colgate, I think, on that graphic, they're ranked 7th. The Connor brothers transferred to Georgetown, probably a large reason for that. I'd expect them to still be pretty solid. Loyola is going to have a rebound this year. Army, we saw yesterday. Hill Plunkett, I believe he had 5 goals against Army. Saw his highlights all over social media. Look out for him this year, I think, bumping down to attack. So Patriot League's always super competitive.
BU not giving up on this 10-man ride. Ryan Pulley was telling us about how he loves 10-man riding, especially early in the season, although it doesn't really affect this game that much. For the outdoor games, when the mesh is so much harder from the cold air, it just makes things so difficult for the opposition. Shanahan just can't find the cage.
It also seems like the lacrosse schedule gets earlier and earlier every year.
Yep.
Scheduled a January 31st game. Most of them were canceled yesterday.
I'll never understand the lack of midweek games. I get, wanting to have time to prepare, but all these players growing up played, 3 games a day a lot of the time. Of course, it's different, but...
Yeah, until everyone starts doing it, which they're not going to, you're not going to play on a Tuesday and give the other team the full week off.
Maybe head coach Joe Amplo said the other day that he wants to, but no one's going to be the first team to do it because then you're at a disadvantage until everyone else joins you.
Exactly.
Shanahan denied by McCool. It's been a pretty quiet day from McCool and net. Hasn't really had to do too much, but he's got 11 saves and has done everything he's had to do.
I think Syracuse defense is doing such a good job of giving him shots that he wants to see.
Kaczynski can't hold on to it. And a big hit there. Laying the lumber.
Chuck Kaczynski's got to be one of the most physical LSMs in the country. He had a great year last year.
In the final 20, BU looking to add another, but Shanahan just can't hold on to the pass. And an illegal procedure. Dwan was playing without his stick. So with 11 seconds to go, the Terriers will have it again.
I honestly was hoping you had the answers. I had no idea. I was not sure if you were on promise. I was honestly just curious. You might be on my team in 6 months.
And a flag there at the final second. And Dwan just trying to kick it out so that they don't have to stop the clock. He does, and Syracuse picks up a big win to start its season. The first ranked victory in a season opener.